It's the end of a great week. How are you feeling? Listen, today's topic is so deep. Like those who are already used to being in the space, part of the community, hopefully you've come to know what to expect from my spaces. Listen, inner transformation, you're going to quantum leap into higher dimensions. Okay, to take you to higher dimensions. And today is no different. I'm diving into removing internal barriers to your success. This will help you quantum leap to higher levels of reality. Okay, so we already have different platforms ready. I have my notes. Listen, loaded, loaded stuff. So do like, subscribe, share, comment. I always love those who engage live, whether through the audio platform or using the chat space. Let's know where you're joining from. Let's know who you are. Engage, share what's on your mind, share your questions. This is the power of this live transformation engagement. Like we're sharing the space together. And so you can also take advantage to ask me questions. I'm going to stop to respond. I loved responding to great questions. And you guys have been so amazing. Like the questions I get here, like they're like real stuff, real life. Okay. This is real life stuff. Okay. So I have my notes. And there are 5 things I'm going to be teaching you today, to cover today's topic. And I always take time to make sure that I stay on point. you know, there are specific things I want to cover. So I'm going to get started now. I have Lady of Truth on Clubhouse. Again, if you want to join the stage, feel free. You also have this chat area. If something comes to your mind and you want to share it using your voice or typing, this is a free zone. It's free, right? So let's get started, okay? Again, welcome. This is Coach Toyin. You're in for a treat today. To start today's topic, the first thing I want to explain and express is this idea of internal barriers versus external barriers. Okay, I want to introduce you to this concept, okay, because it's going to really give you breakthrough. Every single thing I'm sharing today holds within it a breakthrough moment for us. So when I say remove the internal barriers to your success, I actually have a program as part of the Accelerator, Entrepreneurs Accelerator, called the Game Plan 12 Strategies for Winning in Life and Business in my school at toyinumesiri.academy. In that class, okay, there is a topic when I talk about remove the barriers to your success. And I realized that those barriers that I cover in the game plan, the 12 strategies, okay, for winning in life and business, those 12 strategies addresses external barriers, how to strategically shift real barriers in front of you as a business owner. So for example, let's say you need funding, okay? The power of networking to connect yourself to the resources you need, because truly there might be external realities, okay, that needs to be shifted by you to acquire the things you need. And so that class for entrepreneurs covers 12 winning strategies and also has a life strategy workbook to design the life that will help you bet the success that you need. Along the journey, which has given birth to a lot of the internal work I teach on and design the Human Design Success Accelerator in my school, which helps you unlock greater levels of success when you do the internal work, is realizing that while, yes, there might be external realities you have no control over, other people's decisions, other people's thoughts about you, other people's opinions, other people's action is beyond your control, right? What people are giving you, not giving you, what people are saying to you, how people are reacting with you, on and on and on. At a very, very high level, yes, you may believe that you don't have control over them. Okay? So I want to acknowledge that. Your inability to control. When I use the phrase control. However, there are certain higher levels of dimension you can unlock that allows you to influence people, not control them, but influence them. Okay, are people following me? Okay, I want to break this down. Lady of Truth says, Grand day, yes, 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 good morning. Everything I share, every sentence coming out of my mouth holds within it a breakthrough moment for us. So I'm not going to rush through it. I want you to soak it in, eat it like delicious, like it's like drinking your nice tea, your nice, like you enjoy this moment. This is to be enjoyed. It's food for the soul. Listen, it will nourish you, it will make you feel better, it will empower you, to give to you a real breakthrough. Okay, so the first thing I'm covering is this concept that I want you to understand about external barriers versus internal barriers. And I want you to see them as external barriers are things beyond your control, things you cannot, um, you don't have the power over, right? The decisions that other people make or do not make, right? So, in a way, why are people complaining? Because when people don't unlock these things I'm teaching, people tend to complain about things they have no power over, right? No control over, things they cannot shift. And I say complaining is complacency. It still remains the same. You can complain all you want from January to December about things outside of your control. Who did what? Why they did this? Who didn't do this? Da 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 da. You can focus all your entire energy, all your energy, right? Let me use this phrase, whining. This is the noise that even in the ears of God in the Bible, you see that it doesn't even it's the vibration of people who complain is low vibration. It disempowers you. And I'll cover it. That's why I'm creating awareness, because many people self-sabotage doing things that is actually not in their favor. It doesn't even actually help you. If you need help, if you want help, if you want breakthrough, you have to adopt new practices. So this is one of those practices people need to break their relationship with. Don't whine or complain about things you don't have control over. You can actually, if you're a Christian, you can actually pray. You see, part of spiritual practices, the whole point of prayer is acknowledging where you start and where you stop, and where God starts and where God is so much more unlimited. It takes wisdom and awareness to understand your humanity, your strengths, your weaknesses. These are the exercises my students have to go through. Because as you are embarking on this journey, those who don't have this concept of realization of what they can control and what they cannot control, they major on the minor and minor on the major. They try to control things they cannot control, and they don't control the things they can control. And so nothing moves forward. If you major on things you cannot control, you will wear yourself out and you won't see any advancement, because you cannot shift what you cannot shift. But there are things God can shift for those who are Christians. But you are not, you are not. Bible says, ask, seek, find. He knows you are going to get to a point you will need to ask for higher support, higher powers too, right? But let me keep going. I'm going to connect everything. I'm going to connect science, spiritual psychology, really to help you quantum leap. Okay. So just to start, just understand that there are things you cannot control through your own natural realities. But there's also another power that is tied to influence. There are several things you can do to influence, to attract, to win favor. When Bible talks about favor, that you can control. That is in your hands. There are many things you can do within you that makes you more attractive to the things you actually want. That is within, it's within you, it's within your control. Your thoughts, your mind, your being, right? Your energy field, how you prepare yourself to receive good things, your right, your thoughts, your behaviors, how you feel about life, how you speak, your communication skills or lack. This is within your control. It's all on you. Who you are is your first manifestation assignment. Who you become, you attract who you are, and who you are is your business. It's not anybody's business. Nobody can change you, just as you cannot change anybody else. So if you refuse to change yourself, you remain where you are and you continue to attract what your current version can attract. So internal barriers is 100% the things you refuse to solve within you, the skills you refuse to acquire, the knowledge you refuse to invest in, right? The work you refuse to do to grow yourself, to understand yourself, self-discovery, right? Self-enlightenment, self-empowerment. People who don't empower themselves, they feel powerless. That is in your hands. Your own personal power comes out of the investments you right you put in yourself to grow yourself. Who is responsible for that? Nobody. If you refuse to grow emotionally, energetically, spiritually, mentally, it's your business. You see, I speak clearly, I speak directly, because people who want to hear the truth, you get the truth here. And those who don't want to hear the truth, keep moving. It's okay. It's simple. Very, very simple. The universe is vast enough. The world of the internet is vast enough. You will find what you're looking for. Lies are everywhere. They are, in fact, you don't even need to. You don't even need to invest in lies. They are ready to be. Listen, they are everywhere. Everything you click, they're there. So this is the version. This is truth. This is Truth Center. Lady of Truth is here. That's why she's here. Only people who value the truth will ever, ever, ever invest or understand what I'm sharing. So let's get it clear. Okay, so that's the first thing. Internal barriers versus external barriers. What you can control, you cannot control. What you have power over, you cannot have power over. You don't have power over. Because most of the stress, most of the pain, most of all the things you're going to see in relationship is people trying to control things they cannot control. They have expectations that people will say this, people will do this for you. And even in the world of business, you're going to find it. Entrepreneurs that think, oh, when I make this, and I do this, then the whole world will buy this, and the whole world will. You can influence the world, which is why internal work is part of my Quantum Leap Academy for entrepreneurs and success builders. Your job is to influence. Your job is to get clear, okay, on what it is you can contribute to other people and attract people that need you, that need your help, need your services, need your product, value it enough to invest in that. Your job is to attract through your marketing, your branding, your sales. That is your assignment. That you can control. You see, that you can control. The message you put out to the world, how you put it out, how you design and package your work, yourself, your words, your action, your communication, yourself, your presentation style is on you. You can control. And when you control that, you can influence. When people like what you like, and they like what you are presenting, they will come to you. You can influence that. But trust me, people will have abandoned project, no brand, no marketing this, no investment here. No, you are trying to do cut corners. It's ugly. You can't attract anybody. And then they will start complaining, why are people not buying? Instead of self-reflection and assessing yourself. What could I be doing better I'm not doing? What am I saying? How am I contributing to the realities that I'm experiencing? Ownership. Internal ownership of the knowledge you don't have that you need to acquire and learn. People's refusal to invest internally, to grow, to mature, to expand their capacity for success. Listen, that's the number one thing you have to shift on. Leave people alone. leave everybody alone. Humans will pursue the things they desire, the things that they want, the things that help them, that solve their issues naturally. Humans are always moving around in the world looking for solutions. Your job is to become a solution provider. And how do you become a solution provider when you are not solving your own internal realities? How can you solve other people's stuff, right, when you haven't solved yours? Out of actually what you solve internally makes you more useful, more relevant, more valuable. You grow your wealth. When you grow your internal wealth, when you have more knowledge, more capacity, and you are doing your own internal, in a way you will grow and expand, and you have more capacity to serve other people. People don't realize this, but again, that's the first thing I want you to distinguish. But most people say, oh, the complaining, all of the complaining people have is about things they cannot control. Joe says, thank you for your tireless effort to build leaders in the marketplace. Thank you for acknowledging. I'm glad that my contribution to reality, to people, that all people actually understand that the time and season that we have, people have to elevate to higher dimensions of realms of thinking, of processing, right? That when you want to manifest higher realities, you have to shift, right, internally to access higher opportunities, to become a leader. Ain't easy. If you don't want to lead, don't lead. Don't even train yourself. Don't get a don't like this. Life is simple. It will leave you where you feel comfortable. If you don't want to be disturbed by people, you are tired. Oh, people are these. Just don't go to God and say, "Give me leadership," because prosperity, leadership, success, ascension comes with greater responsibility. They are complete package. They come with more people, and more people come with their own stuff. And if you don't gain the skills to deal with you and other people you're going to be relating with and helping and serving, then please don't complain. Okay. Welcome. People are dropping comments. Can I get your email to contact you? Listen, if you go to the YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, right? In the description, okay, so in the about section on YouTube, about me, the last line I believe is contact information, so you can send that out to the team then. But please make sure you are clear in terms of your questions, your comments, whatever it is. Like, clarity will help, us get onto it, right, to so that we can serve you that way. So you can definitely get the email from the YouTube. Okay, let me also see quickly. Oh, okay, I'm going to quickly find. Okay, there's also this. Okay, you can take a screenshot, right, Coach Toyin? You can also send info@toyinumesiri.com. Maybe I'll leave that a little bit for those who also want to reach out, and then when the questions start coming in that I want to flash on the screen, then I'll remove that as well. Okay, there's also a comment that says, "True, ma'am. When you grow your internal wealth," okay, when you grow your internal wealth, you grow in capacity to serve other people. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, yes. Please keep dropping your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, your reactions to what I'm sharing. I'm glad. The reason is I want to make sure that, because I put in a lot of effort to synthesize and make this understandable. So as a teacher too, I'm looking for great students. If you're in my class physically now, I'll see your faces and I want to know, does this make sense? The things I'm sharing, do you understand? Before I go on, I don't want to complicate. My job here is not to confuse people. My job is to provide clarity. Okay? Okay. Polarity said, thank you. Okay, good. Okay, good. You're welcome. So are we good with information one? Generally speaking, acknowledging internal barriers versus external barriers. I want you to think of external barriers as, listen, you don't have power, you don't have control, you don't have authority to make decisions in that realm that may be affecting you already today. However, your power lies within you when you work on yourself in order to be able to influence those who have the power, those who have the access, those who have the resources that can help you advance to higher levels. Make sense? Good. Okay, the second thing I want to share, again, I have my notes. Oh my, very, very deep stuff. So I'm taking it step by step. You don't want to miss any of this. I always recommend that you get into a very comfortable stage, a comfortable space where you can reflect, you can think, you can process the things I'm sharing. I always say, try not to multitask. Get into your comfortable space. Get your tea, your coffee, your nice couch, where you feel cozy. You enjoy this. This is more of a delicious food. Okay, Joel says it does make sense. Awesome. Thank you. If it makes sense, then we'll move on to the next level. I also see Miss Natisha joining on Clubhouse. Welcome to this space, to today's conversation about removing the internal barriers to your success. Before you joined, I just differentiated what I mean when I talk about internal versus external success. The Game Plan 12 Strategies for Winning program covers external success, how to influence people, your communication skills, networking skills, on and on and on. Skills that will help you influence the world around you so that you can attract the things that you want. But today I'm covering internal barriers, right? Within yourself, the things you have power over. Okay, so the first thing you have power over, you ready, is this concept that I call additions and subtractions of thoughts. Okay, so I have my own notes. I'm going to take it one by one. When I complete one topic, I move it aside and I move on to the next one. What I call additions and subtractions of thoughts and ideas. You are powered by thoughts, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not. You are designed as a being, powered and mobilized and activated by your thoughts. Now, what's the difference between thoughts and words? Words can be written, words can be spoken. They're different. There's an energetic side to it. When thoughts and information enter your system and is inside you, it's inside you, right? It's swimming inside you. When they come out of you, when you're ready to share it, when you want to see it expressed, okay, it's energetic, it's charged energetic to shift realities and cause greater vibration. Words are more powerful, okay? Because thoughts, you can change your thoughts before they become material. You can adjust, you can mold, you can shape thoughts. You can design new thoughts, you can tell stories. But when it starts manifesting, coming into the physical realm, coming out of you into the world, they become words written and spoken. They become material. Okay? So this concept of addition and subtraction of thoughts as part of your quantum leap and removing internal barriers to your success is that you need to get really, 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 really clear on what you want and what you don't want. Okay? Write that down. What do you want and what don't you want? Because thoughts must support manifestation. Okay, I'm getting technical here, but I want to take it step by step. I don't want to lose anybody. Listen, I go into very high levels of, consciousness. You need to gain clarity. People who are not clear are confused. Confusion is when thoughts good for you and thoughts not good for you, they collide, they confuse you. You don't have discernment to separate what you want and what you don't want. Separating what you want from what you don't want. If you don't do that internal work to sit with yourself and gain clarity, I want this, I don't want this. I want to pursue this, I don't want, right? When people don't do the internal work to gain clarity and to stand with authority within themselves, to be an authority figure inside you. You can't be an authority figure externally if you're not an authority figure over your own thoughts. When thoughts collide, opposing thoughts, should you turn left or should you turn right? And you cannot choose which one you want, which one you don't want. When people don't make internal choices of the direction they want to take their life, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. What happens? It creates a confusion, a fusion, a conflict, the fusion of conflict. Listen, I just dropped that. It creates an internal conflict. Coming to conflict, opposition, fusion of opposition, opposing thoughts, right? A double-minded person cannot receive anything from God. Do you want what God wants or do you want the opposite? If you don't gain the internal clarity, if you don't do the internal work, listen, when Bible says ask, seek, find, you don't even know what to ask for. That's confusion. Okay. Oh my, our regulars are showing up. I can see comments. Shaidero says, oh, Coach Toyin, listen, I am an author. I'm a writer. So when you guys are writing, I dramatize. I can read the energy, like the excitement. So let me read it. She said, oh, Coach Toyin, I had you in my head today. Fighting negative thoughts is no small feat. Woo! Snap, snap. But God is prevailing. How do you constantly stay positive when you're in somewhat toxic workplace? Oh my gosh. You see why I like you all? Okay. Listen, guys. This is when it's part of the internal. Okay, you just came. Did you just come in, Shaidero? You didn't hear what I said at the beginning? Removing internal barriers to your success. I separated internal barriers from external barriers. For example, what you're asking right now. Okay, let me put this on. The question I'm talking to so that people would know what I'm addressing right now. You talked about how do you stay positive when you are in somewhat of a toxic workplace. What I want you to do, because again, being honest, what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like, part of this is layering. What can you control? What can you not control? Can you control what your boss and your teammate, whoever those people that you've labeled toxic? Try and narrow down what exactly are they doing. Is it that they don't like you? Is it that they don't appreciate you? Is it that they don't value you? Is it that they confuse it? You need to gain clarity. What makes that place toxic? Okay, because sometimes this is point 3. I'm going to share a whole lot of stuff. Okay, that's about delusion or delusion. We talk about it. How we script negative stories that we see physically manifest. Right? Because many people say toxic. The assignment, the higher level is to actually develop the skills to be discerning and to be clear. What do you mean? That labeling of toxic, decompose it. It means a whole lot and can be interpreted. Toxicity comes with abuse. What type of abuse? Do they gaslight you? Do they demean you? Do they send you energy that says we don't like you, we don't value your work? Because that is really toxic. You need to value yourself enough to move away. So until you isolate, I want you to isolate the problem, because part of the challenge not doing internal work is you can lump everything together. Because of your own belief system, you can turn everybody around you into a villain. Because you might actually have people who love you there, but you won't see them because of the story you've told yourself. So there's a whole lot of work I want you to do. Okay? Because there are things you can control, there are things you cannot control. There are people you can influence, there are people you cannot influence. There are people who like you, there are people that you are going to find. Because if you have a mindset and you change jobs immediately, the same story, you will find this same story. You move to another workplace, you are going to encounter the same toxic environment. Why? If this is rooted in your belief system that you believe they don't like you. Because usually the biggest solution is to change that story. Listen, one of the things I say, listen, I don't like putting my business, but my general disposition is you don't like me because you don't know me. Right? People who don't, right? Because listen, okay. I want to be helpful. Let's give an example on race relations. I'll be practical. If you want the truth, I'll tell the truth. If somebody is meeting you for the first time ever, and say, for example, you're a particular race, right? A particular skin color, right? Let's be transparent. And they demonstrate hostility towards you. You need to be wise enough that hostility is not based on any factual information about you. They are carrying their baggage, their history, their own belief system that they've been carrying around that they've refused to deal with. So I'm not about to make their own baggage my baggage. I don't care. Because people have history, black ideas, that ain't my problem. If you don't clean up, you don't educate yourself, you don't enlighten yourself, you're living in the dark ages where your mind and heart has been programmed to hate people. Listen, that is your problem, not mine. I don't make other people's delusion and crazy. I don't make it. Listen, I am wise enough to know. You meet me the first time and you start demonstrating, that is your problem. I'm educated to know. I have not done you nothing. I've not even said nothing. I'm living my happy life. Now, if I want to convert you, I know how to convert people. It's a skill. It's a skill. You can convert people who are open enough They've been programmed by their own culture, condition, family to behave a certain way, believe a certain way, and emit certain energy to certain people. You can give them new information that changes. It's a lot of work. I'm not going to ask anybody to do it, right? Because I don't do it to just anybody. But if I'm going to work with you, if I'm going to engage with you, if I want to work with you, if I want to work with you, I know how to, over a period of time, they will turn around, become my friend. Because here's what happens. Generally speaking, if people bring you that energy, the people who haven't done this work, who do not elevate their mind enough and have not done this internal work, you are likely to mirror. You give them back what they gave you. That is the amateur. Somebody looks at you some way, you too, you do that. So all of a sudden, you validate their negativity by your own mirroring. They will see in you what they believe when you act it back. Part of the secret of success is don't act out what they believe or what they're anticipating or what they are projecting. Surprise them. Give them a pleasant surprise. I won't talk too much about this. Is why you all need coaching. Join my school, right? Elevate your education to higher dimensions. Most of what people are doing, you are robbing yourself from higher levels of success. If somebody does this to you, you're like, they don't like me. Who told you they don't like you? Who told you? They are carrying their own baggage. Question is, can you like them? Can you love them? Can you love them into your corner? Okay. I'll share truths for those who want to go to higher dimension. Lower dimension, when they don't like you, you don't like them. When they do this, you tit for tat. Who does it move forward? Nobody. It doesn't move them. You validate their own crazy. You become, in fact, you change yourself and you become exactly what they expected you to become. They are true. You've lived out their truth. Your job is not to live out other people's crazy. Don't become crazy like them. Okay? Okay, I'll leave that. There's a whole lot of stuff going on with what you said. Why is it toxic? Who is toxic? Because if you label your entire company as toxic, you will see toxicity everywhere. Anything people say, you interpret it toxic. Even when they are now innocent, you will do this to yourself. The science of it. You will emit what you're feeling. In fact, what you're typing right now, they might be interpreting it as she doesn't feel comfortable, she doesn't like us, she's not a team player. And so what you are showing to them, you are mirroring something to them which they can see, and they are responding. And it's a loop. Somebody has to grow up and break that loop. Okay, you also said you did a 5 minutes breathing exercise that helped you a lot. I believe in the old video, you mentioned that breathing helps to cool your system. Yes, breathing is the cooling system of humans. Okay? Breathing. You say, okay, Saido says, you're right. I need to question why I feel this way. Yes, interrogate your beliefs and isolate. So I'm not saying deny. You're not going to hear me say deny. Okay? Because there are certain things that has been done to you consciously and subconsciously. There are certain things you're experiencing that is so real, that is touching your heart and your vibration. You don't feel safe. There are certain things. So I would never tell you to deny. Oh, I would never tell you look over it. I'm saying try and diagnose, right? Because in the classes, this is why I say take the classes. Okay? These classes will give you the skills to be more clear, not confused. Okay, because the clarity you need now is to isolate exactly who is doing what to you. What is the energetic vibration that is making you uncomfortable? Who? What are they doing? Who are they? What are they doing that is making you restless, feel unsafe? You've got to isolate it, because if you don't isolate it, you are going to emit a feeling that actually sabotage everybody in your company. Will be reading, right, your energetic disposition. And now those who are not the culprits will now see on you your own energetic discharge, and they will now label you. What would they label you as? Oh, she's not confident. Oh, she's not capable. Oh, she's not articulate. They will start labeling and attaching labels. And those labels are energetically dangerous because it spreads. Soon enough, everybody believes a certain story about you and they act it out. They would leave you alone. These are the things that people think it's not real. Listen, the medical field today will focus on physical stuff, physical, third dimension, 3D. And many times they only want to explain 3D realities with 3D understanding and explanation. And I'm telling you, you have to go to the 4th D and 5th D. There are many things energetic, non-physical, that we all are. We are energy beings. We are emitting thoughts. And listen, that in the physical you're like confused, but trust me, if you step into 4th dimension, which I teach energetic skills, you start realizing that somebody may be throwing you off. It may be one person on your team that is undermining you, but now because that person is throwing you wrong energy, you've absorbed it into your being. Now you're malfunctioning, you're not well. I say isolate them, call them out, label them, and then deal with them in that surgical approach. Don't then charge yourself and confuse yourself that everybody is the problem. Everybody's never the problem. But somebody can make you feel everybody's the problem, but you have to be surgical. That's that energetic layer field. And then beyond that, Christians ought to know there's also a 5th dimension, the spiritual dimension. You need to have intelligence, spiritual intelligence, to also know the prayer you want to take to God. Because somebody might be trying to make you not get promoted. Somebody might be jealous. So these things are just multi-layered. And I say, what I try to do is have the skills, 3D skills, 3rd dimensional skills, 4th dimensional skills, 5th dimensional skills that make you so powerful. So that when you're seeing life, you're not seeing it out of limited understanding. And you're not jumping to conclusions that then becomes bond that derails you, sabotages you, because you're not going to higher levels of intelligence. Saidoro says, do you have tips? Any other tips for staying regulated in the situation that keeps triggering you? There are classes, 7 classes. Invest in it. Take yourself to higher levels of dimension. Invest in yourself. Go to toyinumesiri.academy. Take the Success Accelerator. Train yourself to be a leader. Train yourself to be promoted in life. When you are ready, you invest in yourself. Life will promote you. If you're not ready, because already the things I share, they are so practical. Immediately they set you free. And once you cut off and you are free, you will skyrocket. You will quantum leap. They will promote you. They will like you. They will promote you. They will want you around. But if you are still charged up negatively, people will be like, don't talk to her. They will just label. They will label your attitude, your disposition, but they won't acknowledge the things that you are going through internally. So I always tell people, coaches, mentors are to help you go through your internal stuff so that you don't use your internal stuff to sabotage success level. Because it's true. Why do they promote people? It's not technical skills. Technical skills are 3rd dimension skills. And I teach technical skills. So some people, if you have 2 people who have the same resume, the same qualification, it's their energetic, emotional skills that would set them apart, that will get them promoted to leadership. It's not technical skills. In fact, leadership in of itself is a concept, it's a profession. Being able to handle people, work with people, in of itself is an energetic, it's an energetic skill. It's more superior than, I went to school to learn engineering. And they will leave you with machines to be engineering machines. But when it's time to engineer people, when I say engineer, to work with people, lead people, listen to people, understand people, guide people, motivate people. These are higher dimensional skills that it requires emotional capacity and right energy, not dismissing other people's thoughts, opinions, because those things is what you need to put together to motivate people to stay motivated and action moving forward. That skill will pay more in the world for leadership skills, human skills, than technical skills. Technical skills are 3D, and those are the things AI is coming after. AI will take over technical skills like that. Okay, so let's get back to the topic. But yeah, if you still have more questions, keep dropping it. You want more tips, you want to learn, join my school, become my student, right? Take your education to higher dimensions of results. That's on you. I'll keep putting it out there. And anybody that wants to access depth, you need to learn how to train yourself for more success. And I'll cover more things here. That's your own investment, okay, in your future. So I want to recalibrate and bring things back to my notes. Okay, good. Jara, greetings to those who are joining on the audio. I don't want to leave you out there. So we also have YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook platforms running at the same time, and slides I'm speaking to that I've been using to host this session is up above. There are more models in the classes, emotional models, human design models, right? All about, there's just a whole lot. And if you want, I also included classes of how to use these skills to coach other people. So if you're a coach and you want to learn how to coach other people, I put that. If you want to learn how to apply the skills to grow your business, it's there. If you want to apply the skills to build wealth, prosperity, it's there in my school. So you have to decide that you want higher results and you're ready to invest at higher levels. So number one, okay, for those who are just joining, we set the stage. Internal barriers, external barriers. External barriers, see it as things you don't have control over, people and places you don't have control, power, authority over. Don't major in those things. You wear yourself out. If you start pushing it, this is where what causes fights, confusion, all of the negative things is trying to complain, judge people. You will find, Jesus said, what causes war among you? You want something, you don't know how to ask. When you ask amiss. When you ask, you are using it to spend it on your own. We do a whole lot of toggle back and forth with people. You did me da 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 da. You expect people to do this, to talk to you this way. If you just want peace, if you want peace and freedom emotionally, you've got to drop, okay, your attempts to control things you cannot control, because you're going to burn so much energy that you will wear yourself out. You will confuse like that zip code does not give birth to anything powering. Okay, it doesn't power you. Okay, so I covered that. Then what I started sharing are 5 things. Well, number 1, I talked about addition and subtraction of thoughts. That in the internal level, okay, if you're not clear in terms of what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you don't like, who you are, who you are not, anytime you don't have internal clarity of your desires, hopes, dreams, aspiration, and you have entertained conflicting thoughts, opposing thoughts, and you've tied your energy to things you don't want, things you don't like, and you are believing those things, it leads to confusion. Okay, the fusion of conflicting opinion, thoughts, ideas, it's a clash. It's an energetic clash. One of the ways I also describe it so that people can understand, it's like those who know how to knit, you are knitting. A clear thought is a straight line. And it's like when you shoot an arrow, you aim a target. If you are clear in your thoughts without doubts, you shoot it, it hits the aim. You keep practicing, okay, to be precise, focused. So if you see how I speak, I don't speak around. I'm not, listen, when I speak, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I prepare, I have my notes. I'm like, let's go. But most people, they create opposing energy within themselves that counter out everything that they want. And you cancel. This is what cancels hopes, dreams, aspiration. With one hand, you say, I want this. And then you go, oh, but you can't have. And then you say, oh, but I like this. Oh, but what will people say? You use other people. When you start prioritizing the desires of other people that are in conflict with your own desires, inside of you, there's a clash, confusion, right? You're bringing together left and right, black and white. And in the middle, nothing happens. You burn a lot of energy. It's like explosion. 2 energy going after each other. They cancel each other and they cause more pain, more struggle. So one of the things you need to do internally is to learn how to separate. It's like when you're knitting yarn. Sometimes when they show cats or dog, particularly cats are this mysterious, like they take the yarn and they scatter it. They come like it's like a ball of, right? You want to go from here to there, but all kinds of thoughts are just roaming inside you. Part of what you need to do is sit down, okay, and process your thoughts. You need to start practicing every single day. Now, it's just a recommendation. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to do it. You may now start saying, I don't have time. I don't have time. That's part of your conflict, right? That's part of your conflict, internal conflict. When somebody recommends do this and you start saying, no, why? It's part of the internal conflict you need to resolve, because it makes people uncoachable. It makes people right? Push back on ideas that will actually set them free. Soon enough, you're fighting, right? If you're fighting yourself, because if you go to a doctor and the doctor says, use this prescription, 2 tablets in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the night. Imagine when you get home and you say, what does the doctor mean? Why? This is too much prescription. This is too much. Like, why do I have to do it morning, afternoon, evening? Why is it not one? I just need one pill. That's what the damage you people are doing. A lot of people are doing to themselves, arguing with the experts. Well, why does it have to be 2 pills? Why do I have to take 6 pills? Come on, it doesn't make sense. The more intelligent people, the more IQ people, they are not wise. They don't seek wise counsel, because wisdom is not in the mind, it's in the heart, it's in the spirit. There's a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Lord Almighty giveth it understanding. There's a superior knowledge that will set you free. But most people, they are seeking, I read this in book, I'm smart. You can smart your way into nothingness. Trust me, smart people don't get promoted. Wise people are the ones who rule the world. They're smart intellectually, but trust me, they know that smart cannot enter some rooms. Some people enter rooms not because they are smart, but because they are wise enough to understand power dynamics, energetic dynamics, and they work with that. But some people say, I went to school. Do you know what was school? I know this. Listen, your knowledge, head knowledge will take you only so far. Wisdom, this is what you need to, why Bible will tell you, search it out. The whole Proverbs is tied to wisdom, the way the world is wired. But many people will not invest in wisdom, okay? So this is part of it. You might be so smart, but you've attached yourself to thoughts that you need to subtract. So the concept of subtraction, attraction, because when you go for counseling, you go for therapy, you go for coaching, mentorship, trust me, all of what the experts were trying to do or help you do or train you to do is, what thoughts do you believe that is hurting you? Can you isolate the viruses and subtract them? That's how you feel. You will feel better when you know what the problem is and you can remove the problem from yourself. You will feel immediate, psychologically, you feel better. So a lot of psychotherapy, all of this thing, talking therapy, right? All of this work, the expert coaching, this is to help you delete certain thoughts that's making you unwell, and then embrace higher perspective that will lift you up. One of it is gaining clarity. What do you want? What do you do? Right? Because that clarity makes you fierce. People who are not clear, they are not sharp, they are not precise, they are not effective in life. Because you can't send your thoughts on an errand. Because even when you're engaging with God, trust me, your prayer must be clear for it to be answered quickly. The speed of an answered prayer is tied to the clarity, the precision with which you engage God. But when people dance, oh God, you're like, what do you want? God always wants to say, like, what do you want? I mean, even if your children, in practical way, if you're a child, if you're a parent, and your child comes to you, you have the capacity to bless the child, to give the child. Maybe the child wants a new sneaker, but then the child starts story. Oh, there was this kid in class, things they cannot control. Oh, I saw them, they have men's shoes. Their parents buy them 10,000 shoes. Oh, there's another child, this, and they start story. They will bore you, because eventually they're still not going to get what they want, because they are not clearly asking. They don't know what they want. They're telling stories. Many people tell all kinds of stories. Oh, it's because of this, you can't have this, it's the government, it's this, it's your boss, it's your head. Those are still story. At the end of the day, what do you really want? What do you really want? Because all these stories, they're not moving you closer to getting what you want. They're just confusing you and confusing those who are supposed to help you. Okay, I've beaten that one down. Let me move on to the next topic. Safadwa says, thank you. In processing thoughts, how do we know thoughts that are okay? Let's see. I think it's part of this. How do we know thoughts that are us or external limiting thoughts? Let me tell you this, guys. I love the questions you drop. These are real things. Let me tell you this. Shocker. Any thoughts that is already inside you, you have owned it. That's why it is inside you. So you have made it your thoughts, even if it originated from something external you. The fact that you open the door of your mind, of your heart, of your system, and they are in you, they are now your problem. I'm very direct. I want to awaken people. Yes, it's like an arrow. Now it's on your side of the fence. Somebody threw it in. If you don't know how to pick trash out of your domain, your house, you don't know how to clean your house. Many people will still be saying, oh, this person did this. It's no longer who did what. I always tell guys, listen, you're asking the wrong question. In terms of when it is time to clean up, it's like when you wake up in the morning and you need to brush your teeth. Is the question, why is my teeth stinking, or the world has already created a solution? Just brush your teeth. Fluoride toothpaste prevents cavities on and on. Where is the cavities coming from? It's part of reality. Why I teach the Human Design Success Accelerator, the 7 classes, is that no matter what sessions, no matter what I teach you today, the real practice of wholeness is daily intentional practice. It's not a one time, because the moment you fix this thought, you don't know the next one that's coming at you. So you can brush your teeth in the morning. If you refuse to brush it tomorrow, next tomorrow, it will start stinking immediately. Stinking thinking is a real thing. When people don't develop the skill, the reason I train, you want to train, you want to learn, you want to permanently develop the skill to be able to confront, because as you're going higher, you see more, not less. You experience more, not less, as you grow older, which is why this assignment compounds. The older you get, it compounds, because the skills that people ought to have learned when they were children, nobody taught them, and life has happened and it's compounded. So you're carrying a lot of stuff. That's why I designed the class for parents of children, because I've taught this to adults enough that I know this is a skill that once you learn it from me, you take the classes, the next thing I want you to do is teach it to your next generation. Teach it. This is a skill to make your children unstoppable. They will go further. They will do excellently, because it's as simple as teaching them how to brush their teeth, teaching them how to cook, you are teaching them how to be well physically, right? Brush your teeth, shower. As you're teaching those young kids, trust me, the next thing you need to be teaching them is their own emotions, their own feelings, right? And I break these things down in those classes. Every time I keep inviting, join this academy, all of you need to be running to Solution Center, Quantum Leap Academy. These are life-changing skills. Okay? So to your question, once a thought enters into you, it is yours to deal with. It's now your own assignment. Yeah, it may have originated from somebody from childhood. What you're carrying around may not be, you may say it's not yours. What I want you to see is, do you want it or not? Remember clarity. This confusion of where did it come from, that's one step. You want that, but that's information. It's not directional. It's not a solution. So if you want a solution, the solution is not just why is trash here. The solution is pick up the trash and clean it. And trust me, in the real world, even in the physical 3D world, cleaning up is a constant, as is a daily assignment, day and night. And God also prescribed it to Joshua. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Day and night, meditate on it, so that you give yourself success. Success is a daily assignment. And when you leave it alone and it compounds over years and years and years, it's like that knitting wool is now a ball of mess. You can't distinguish. And so part of the skills I teach in those accelerator is, the first lesson is to teach you how you've been forming those ideas and thoughts, because you brought it into yourself. Like, you are the one, you attach the thoughts, you attach your energy to, is the one you drew in. You made it important. You told us so I teach the science of how we are forming thoughts and opinion anyway, so that when you have that skills, you will stop. You'll be able to discern at the entry point, you can now close the gates. Because if you clean today, so there are different skills I want, like that I teach. Yes, emotional processing, cleaning up, self-therapy, this, yes. But you compound your work. If at the entry point, you don't know how these thoughts are formed. You see something, you jump to conclusions, you judge people, you accuse people. One of the ways is when you start owning things you can't control, your spouse you can't control, people you can't control, you don't know that you are attaching your thoughts and you are bringing information that will damage you. You don't know that. So those things are part of it. You contributed to, you use your energetic hand to draw thoughts. You made them important in your life, and so you drew them into you. You observed it. Now they are inside you. The next assignment is, do you want it or not? Is it helping you or not? If it's not helping you, detach. There are skills to detach as well. Stories. Oh, when I was young, mama did this. Mama, reparenting. Lots and lots. These are, by the way, if you go to a therapist, they will not even, they will, you will pay so much, but trust me, I'm trying to be very, very careful what I share publicly. I'm giving people, I'm saying there are many things we take to therapists already because we don't have the skills. Nobody taught us. Yes, there are clinical one. You need professional prescription. I will talk about some of them. But I'm saying let's demystify this thing. An adult can be taught how to take care of their mind, their body, their soul, their spirit, if they want to learn. If they want to learn. And those who don't want to learn, it compounds, suddenly it starts showing up, marriage, relationship, you start grinding. Ooh! Before it gets there, you don't brush your teeth for 6 months. It's a clinic. You need a professional to remove the plaque. This thing is real. Ooh, okay. Let me cool down with my ice water because some questions are dropping. That I'm like, thank you guys. Keep bringing it on. This is the time. Let's take a sip. We've warmed ourselves up. The warm up is over. We're going deeper now. My African sister, you are dropping some gems here. Listen, I'm not the only one that will read it. Let the world see it. It says, it seems that most of us from African families have a lot of rewiring. Our parents' love language was criticism. Let's laugh together. Oh my gosh. So let me be transparent and share what I've observed. Whether it's post-colonial Africa or post-slavery African Americans, right? There's certain dynamics that has been passed down. Guys, pull up, come closer. You are here for the truth, right? So let's undo rightly dividing the word of truth. Honesty, truth to set us free. Many of the conditions and the limitations people feel, if they can handle the polarity of life, those who loved you may have hurt you, those who hurt you may have loved you, because it creates confusion. Okay, when you don't understand that life is a polarity, the people who love you may have introduced thoughts and realities that is making you unwell. It's not that they don't love you. It may be that they also were missing the skills, okay, to handle you in a safe way that creates emotional safety, spiritual safety, psychological safety, physical safety. It doesn't mean they don't love you. They handled you with what they had, and you too are handling the next generation with what you have. That's why if people don't do this work, if you don't prioritize this work, if you don't regulate yourself, if you don't do this inner work, the natural thing that happens is you pass it to the next generation. You handle the next generation with our best, with the skills that you have, and you manifest, you take, right? So one of the priority why I designed this class also for parents is because when you are well, when you are healed, naturally, when you do this inner work, naturally, all of your relationship will change, your relationship with your kids and all of those. It will not just naturally become more healthy because you set yourself free and you did the work on you. So what I have seen is that there are generational stories that gets passed down, generational realities. Also, your when you say rewiring, okay, is that many times there are certain cultures that the best thing they could offer you, you talked about it, criticism, right? Many people were raised to doubt themselves. Remember, We were on the point. Let me pick up my notes. I said additions and subtractions. Okay, let me connect what you're saying to what I dropped here. Okay, so that we connect the dots. They're all related. That's why I'm addressing them live. You remember I talked about additions and subtraction of thoughts. Part of the subtraction